One of my children got yelled at on the weekend.
No way.
Yeah,
Where?
in public. One of my children snaked a $2 coin. And this guy, big guy, maybe in his 50s or something, was like, "Oi, you put that back." I have an issue with parents who have an issue with merch. Like, just because you like to wear, like, I don't know, top to toe beige, don't put your kid in sad beige clothes. Let them wear their bluey shit.
So my daughter did dance troupe at school. I'm getting so many messages in this group chat about lipstick, hair, eye colour, some special jazz shoes. But I am so out of my depths with this.
Lucas bid on Alice's artwork. We
For your
paid
kids.
$900. What? $900.
And then he says to her, "Swear on mum's life that you haven't eaten a lolly." And she said, "No, I haven't." And knowing full well that she was lying, I said from the kitchen, "Oh, I don't feel very well." Both of them just looked over really quickly and I could see my son's face and he was like white as a ghost, thinking that I was going to die.
Hello and welcome to Mum Club. We're not your regular mothers group. I'm Em Blatchford and I'm joined here today, as always, with my co-host Leah Goulis, otherwise known as Yaya.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Or afternoon, depending on when you're listening to this.
How was your weekend?
Or evening.
Oh, God.
My weekend was good. I feel refreshed and ready for another week.
Oh, wow. Good on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had an eventful weekend. I've got
Yeah.
so much to unpack on this episode today.
Did you go away again?
No, no, I didn't. But how dare you? No, but I did do a lot of stuff, and a lot of it resulted in topic points that I really want to get into on the podcast today.
Great.
Okay, so let's just get straight into it.
Yeah, great.
I want to discuss: is it ever okay to yell at somebody else's child in public? Because one of my children got yelled at on the weekend.
No way.
Yeah,
Where?
in public.
In public?
Yeah.
By someone you don't know?
Yeah, by a complete stranger. She got in proper trouble. She deserved it.
Male or female? Deserved it? Okay, I've got a few questions. Male or female?
So we were down in Manly
Yeah.
on the Corso, and there are often like buskers and markets and things around there. So we were walking around and we bumped into someone that we knew from daycare, and we were sort of chatting, and there was a busker kind of near us, and there were these people listening to the busker.
She stole their money.
One of my children went up to his case and snaked a $2 coin out of his guitar case. And
can I ask which
Oh,
child?
yeah, sure. It was Lara, the middle one.
Okay, all right. Because the little one you can kind of forgive because
No,
she's
it
only
wasn't
little.
Eve. It was Lara.
Okay.
She's absolutely old enough to know better.
Okay, right.
But I really don't think she understood that it was his money because, it was kind of out there in the middle of the square. I wonder if she understood that it was his or if it was just a guitar case full of money that was just left.
So your penny
because it
pick
wasn't
it up?
like right by his feet. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
anyway, and this guy, big guy, maybe in his 50s or something, was like, "Oi, you put that back." And she just looked completely obviously freaked out.
Not the busker.
No, not the busker. The busker was singing. And then I looked up and then I saw her chuck this $2 coin back in the case. And I was like, oh my God, she's taken money out of the busker's thing. Anyway, so of course she was mortified, floods of tears.
Oh, of course.
And we were like, oh, great, here's a teachable moment. So then we talked about how that was absolutely not the right thing to do and that wasn't her money and that this man, because he was maybe 19, this boy was singing and people put his money in and that's how busking worked and that it was naughty and all this kind of stuff. But we were like, Lucas mistakenly thought that the guy who yelled at her was the kid's dad, the busking kid's dad. And
Right.
Luke was like, we'll go over and you have to apologise.
Oh,
And so he
poor Lara.
oh my God. And she was distraught to the point where she could not catch her breath.
Yeah.
She was embarrassed. She was mortified. She felt terrible.
Scared as well?
Scared.
Yeah.
And anyway, I want to talk to you about this because I thought he was within his right to say, put that back. I'd probably do the same thing if I saw a kid come up and take money out of the busker's case, and the parents we'd bumped into some people that we knew and we were talking and I hadn't clocked it, I probably would have been like, hey, like you put that back, that's not yours. But where I take issue is that Lucas took her over to this guy to be like, to apologise, and this guy was a dick. He was so ungracious. He was really big, really scary. And Lucas is like, oh, hi, hello. I assume that you like know this busker. And the guy's like, well, you assumed wrong. And Luke's like, oh, okay. And he's like, look, I just wanted to say he said, I understand that Lara's done something wrong, but I'm making this a teachable moment. If you can, he's like, she would like to apologise for this wrong thing that she's done.
Yeah.
And the guy wouldn't look at her. And he was like, I used to be a busker. I know how hard it is to make money. He's like, what she did was wrong. And
Yeah, so now's your opportunity to teach her.
Yeah, so Luke's like, I understand. Like, and Lara is like bereft, like gone, like completely, like can't catch her breath with tears.
Poor thing.
Anyway, the guy's wife in the end was like, I'm listening, like la la la, and Luke managed to get Lara to be like, oh, I'm sorry. But this guy sat literally with his arms across his chest. Lara,
What a douche.
little, blonde, sobbing, 5 years old, and he literally turned his back
Right.
to her, like, just what a dick. Anyway, she
I
got
would have
yelled at.
pulled her away and said, you know what, actually, don't worry about it, mate.
Well, this is the thing. So then Luke was like, he was stuck in this afterwards. He's like, he said, I thought it was going to be this really easy thing where obviously she's done something wrong.
Yeah.
We go up, we say we're sorry, and we all move on with our lives. But then he said he felt really stuck because he's like, I felt bad for actually not defending her in the moment and being like, hey, you're being a dickhead.
Yeah.
Like, can you just help me with this moment, please?
Yeah. You've got years of wisdom on her.
Yeah. And this guy was just not budging
What an
an
idiot.
inch. Anyway, but I think it's okay. Like she obviously, you know, you're not allowed to take money out of the buskers guitar cases. I don't think that's, and she was so upset. I was like, because we go down to Manly quite often, and I was like, you know what's going to make you feel so much better? I was like, next weekend, let's get $2 out of your piggy bank and we'll give it to a different busker. And I was like, it might not be the same busker. I'm like, but it will make you feel much better in your heart
That's a
about
good
what
idea.
you've done and all that kind of. And she was like really on board with that idea.
Yeah.
But I was just like, it's one thing to yell at a child in the moment
Yeah.
if they're doing something wrong. I've done it. I've yelled at a kid on Halloween who was taking armfuls of lollies.
Greedy kids. at
And I
Halloween.
was like, oi, stop it. This is like,
yeah, I
this is
saw a
not
few
a-
of them this Halloween too.
yeah. And I was like, stop it. Like, and he already had so many. And I was like, this is not for you to take 800 lollies from each house. It's for you to take a handful at most.
Especially when you see the little ones. Like the little ones are so respectful. Like most of them are so respectful. And then when you tell them, oh, just one, they'll say, oh, can I have two? And then you go, okay, just two. But then the teenagers come and they just go whoosh and they take everything. It's like if we're going to let anyone take a huge handful, it will be the little ones.
Yeah. It's about respect.
It's about
right?
respect, yeah.
So I can absolutely understand that sometimes there comes a moment where you go, oh, like that's not right, or stop that, or blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But then this guy's complete lack of follow through and empathy and getting on board with what Luke was obviously trying to do.
Yeah.
I thought, what a prick.
Yeah. It's being really immature. In those moments, I've never yelled at someone else's kid.
Haven't you?
No, but if I think in that situation, if I had seen something like that, I probably would have gone to the parents and said, hey, sorry to interrupt your little conversation here, but not sure if you can see, but your daughter's picking out money from the buskers thing. That's probably what I would have done. Not being a snitch, but just being like a FYI, like it could be either your kid picking out money from a busker's case or getting hit by a bus. Just watch your kid.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
But yes, but I said to her as well, I was like, you've done the wrong thing. I'm like, and sometimes you'll get caught by someone who's not mummy or dad, like someone who doesn't care that you're upset.
Yeah.
Like there are grumpy people out there.
Yeah.
But
Are you okay with people yelling at your kids, like in your inner circle?
I'm probably the one who yells at him.
Really? You're a yeller?
Not a yeller, but I'll just be like, oi, like, stop it. Or like, that's not on. Or
yeah. I realised I'm okay with it. The other day, my friend was taking my kids to school and they always just go on the fence and they start jumping onto the grass. You know how kids just jump on fences and jump on the grass?
yeah.
That's what they do. And they were running late. And then she was like, come on, kids, in the car. And it was my kids and her kid. And then she just goes, get in the car. And I turned to her and I was like, that's when you know you're comfortable with with your inner circle, is when you're totally okay with someone else screaming at your kids like that. I'm like, yeah, get in the car. She's told you like 5 times.
Yeah.
So I was okay with it. And I think I would be okay. But a stranger, no.
Yeah. Anyway, it was such an interesting dilemma that Luke faced, and I think he felt like he should have done what you said and been like, you know what?
Yeah.
Screw
Forget
this
it.
guy.
You're being an asshole. Forget it.
But anyway.
I take my apology back.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, that brings me to the next topic that I wanted to talk about. So this lady was
It's not your dog, is it?
no, there's no dog content today. Sorry, folks. There's this lady that went shopping with her daughter, and the post was, I think it was posted on like social media, and this woman was shopping, saw this mum and daughter shopping, and the little girl really wanted some Bluey merch.
Oh, yeah, of course. Don't we all?
Yeah, right. Bluey, wholesome, kids love it, adults love it.
We love Bluey.
Merch everywhere. Well, this woman witnessed the mother say to her, aren't you a bit too old for Bluey? And it made her post on social media saying, well, how old are you? How old do you have to be to watch Bluey? And instead of getting like a lot of like angry reactions or anything, she got the most wholesome response from people where they were just like, you're never too old to be watching Bluey, blah, blah, blah. And it just made people just really band together, which you rarely see on social media.
Yeah.
Because, trolls are trolls.
Trolls, yeah. Trolls be trolling.
Yeah. So I was just wondering, your kids still watch Bluey?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy watching Bluey?
I love watching Bluey. Bluey's made Lucas cry. It's great.
I love watching Bluey too.
Like more than one episode. And I'm like, oh, you off again? He's like, it's just so beautiful.
Yeah, he's a bit of a bandit.
I'm just, you know what I have an issue with? I have an issue with parents who have an issue with merch.
Oh, yeah.
I just think, like, just let the kids be kids and wear what if they're into it, let them wear it. Like,
but why do people have a problem with it? Because it's tacky?
Because it's tacky. It probably maybe is like $2 more expensive because you pay for the licensing, which I understand. But also this whole like, it doesn't fit in with my life palette. Like it doesn't, won't look good on Instagram, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, right. We're living for social media likes.
Oh, yeah. Or they think it's a personal reflection of their own style.
Well, yeah, it is.
But it's not.
But in a good way, I mean.
No, what the kid's wearing is a reflection of the parent's style.
Ah, right. Okay.
I'm like, just because you like to wear like, I don't know, top to toe beige, don't put your kid in sad beige clothes. Let them wear their Bluey shit.
Yeah. I'm all for merch.
Yeah.
My kids, like even YouTube merch, sometimes I let them purchase things, which is ridiculous because then you have to pay the shipping cost and they're all in a bloody Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
No, I'm all for merch. There was an age where they stopped wearing the merch.
Yeah.
But, like when you're an adult again, there's Spice Girls T-shirts everywhere at the moment. It's Friends T-shirts at the moment. Like there's lots of stuff that adults can wear too.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're too old to be wearing any sort of merch if that's reflecting your personality.
Yeah. I just think you're only kids once. Just lean in.
Yeah.
No one who sees a 5-year-old walking the streets in a Frozen tutu thinks, gosh, her mum bought that because she, like the mum, is sick for it. No one thinks that. No one thinks that. This little girl loves Frozen. And her mum's indulging her fandom, I guess.
Yeah.
Indulging her interests.
Herself. Yeah.
So,
and kids love themselves sick when they wear that. Okay, speaking of clothing, how do you feel about, so you've said about merch, how do you feel about hand-me-downs?
Great. Although Although we probably need to buy some new clothes.
So that's where I'm at the moment. So I'm sick for hand-me-downs. I love them. So I've got 2 nephews, older nephews, and Christopher gets all of their clothes. Maddie doesn't have any older cousins, so she gets some from my friend's daughter. But now they're the same size. So I can't lean into all of them because sometimes she just won't fit into them. But my son, bless him, the other day he was coming out of school and one of the other mums, who is a listener of this podcast, said to me, what shorts are you wearing, Christopher? They look a little bit different. It's like, oh, what do you mean? They're the normal school shorts. And she was like, no, they're a little bit like different to the others. And I looked down and I saw that was like 5 shades lighter than a little kindy kid. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's called hand-me-down colour. It's been through like 5 nephews before him. And there's no way, he's in year 6. There's year 6, term 4. There's no way I'm buying him new shorts now. He's stuck with them. Even if they turn pale, like whitewashed denim colour, he's still wearing them.
We have one good uniform, like a new one that we like get out for, school photo day or whatever. But
and the ones with pen marks and fading and missing buttons, they're the extra ones. Yeah. I'm on board.
Yeah, you've got here in your script. And we haven't spoken about this. I love it when we don't speak about things before we actually record.
Yeah.
You're an accidental dance mum.
Yeah.
What do you mean accidental? I feel like you'd be right into it, no?
A dance mum?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Really?
No way. So my daughter did dance troupe at school this year. It's taken all year. And so they've made it into this competition.
Yeah.
And it's this week. And
very exciting.
It's exciting, but so far it's all I've needed to do is just drop her and pick her up. Right? That's it. Now it's like, okay, we've made it into the competition. Now competition rules are in place. So I'm getting so many messages in this group chat about lipstick, hair, eye colour. They've got their outfit, they've got their uniform and all that kind of stuff. I had to go out and buy some jazz shoes for her, some special jazz shoes. But I am so out of my depths with this.
Yeah.
Apparently the shade that you need for competition dancing is red, but not just red, Colour Stay, Revlon Colour Stay Red.
Rightio.
So I was like, I've got like different red lipsticks at home.
Not good enough.
No, I have to go and buy that. Then the hair needs to be slicked back with a shitload of gel and hairspray. No flyaways because you get deducted.
Do you?
Points get deducted, apparently. And so now, then I had to go out and buy some like extra hold VO5 gel. Can I say, VO5 smells so good.
How are you going to get, Maddie's got
she's got curly flyaway hair. Yeah.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to have to really cement that back. But I just realised I'm not, with school sports and stuff, I've never been overly pushy with that kind of stuff. And I think to be a dance mum, you really need to be competitive just as much as the child is. And I'm really not. Just go, have fun, have a little bit of exercise, socialise with your friends.
Yeah.
And it made me think, so someone in our team was talking about how her son plays competitive soccer and he has been selected to potentially move overseas for this special program.
Wow.
So she's in 2 minds, obviously.
Yeah.
But then it made me think, I was like, wow, that's such a great opportunity. And I was also like, wow, I'm so not competitive and my kids are so not competitive that I've never really pushed them to do that. And then I felt like, what a failure. What a failure that we're not getting these opportunities.
Christopher, soccer, quick.
No, we quit soccer. Can I tell you why we quit soccer?
Why?
So when we were at daycare, sorry, I'll try and make this story a quick one. When we were at daycare, he used to really kick really well.
Yeah.
And I'm talking 2 or 3 year old kicking really well to the point where the teachers would always say, wow, does he do little kickers?
Yeah.
I was like, no, what's little kickers? And they're like, it's a little preschool program for soccer, soccer. I was like, oh, okay. So I thought, well, if this
He's showing sign of promise.
It could be a Beckham.
Yeah.
This is where I was thinking at the time. And I was like, okay, well, he's going into little kickers. So I signed him up. He was not a soccer player.
What do you mean?
Well, he was just mucking up a lot.
Yeah.
And so he was, it was just before kindy. So he was 4 years old. And He was just mucking up a lot. His friend was there. They were both mucking up. And I had Maddie at the time, who was a baby, tricky baby. So I was like in and out of the hall all the time. And I just saw that he wasn't into it. And I said to him, listen, if you don't like soccer, you don't have to do soccer. It's okay. We can choose a different sport.
There goes your overseas trip.
Oh. And then he said, no, that's not where the overseas trip fell short. This is where it happened. And so he said, no, I really want to do it. And I said, okay. Week after week, he was just doing stupid shit, to the point where one week the teacher said to him, I'm not giving you a stamp at the end of the class because you haven't been listening. And that hit me right there, right? In the heart. It hit me because I was like, everything that I'm witnessing, now the teacher's seeing it going, you're not David Beckham. And so slowly my dream is fading. And then the week after that, I had a good talking to him, and I said to him, listen, if you muck up one more time, I'm pulling you out of that class. And he said, no, I'll be good. The next class, I'm sitting there, and the coach is telling them to come to the goals, and Christopher is on the floor lying down on his tummy, and he goes, look, everybody, I'm swimming. Now, they're all meant to be like kicking goals here, so he pretends to do freestyle along the floor, and I'm watching him going across the hall going, what the are you doing, kid? And then the coach is just looking at him going, oh, my God. And then, not reading the room, goes, wait, I got to wave. And then he starts like going up on his knees. So you know what I did? By then I knew there's no way my kid's going to be selected for an overseas program. So I got up, I had Maddie in one hand, and I went, excuse me, coach. Went over, said, apologised to my friends, went over, picked him up in the other hand in a football hold. I said, we're going. We're not coming back. I'm really sorry. And then he was screaming, flapping around going, but I'm having so much fun. And I'm like, you're not playing soccer though. And I left and I never came back. And people heard me, like him screaming all the way to the car. Yeah. So Shame. There goes my dreams of my kids doing anything. So that's why I'm an accidental dance mum, because I refuse to like push and be that parent.
I think that's okay.
I can't.
We can live through our team member as her son goes on and does amazing things.
Maybe he can be the Beckham and we'll know him.
Let's do wins and fails. I want to start off with it's a win that turns into a fail really quickly.
Oh, I think I've got exactly the same. Well, same concept.
Actually, it's a fail, then a win, then a fail. It's a real roller coaster.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm a class parent this year.
Yes.
I haven't been very good.
No, I know.
I'm not being humble. Like, I've actually been quite shit.
Okay.
And we've had this big the big fundraising event for the school that was on, and it's the year 2 parents' job to organise it. Mm-hmm. I've really let my friend Lauren down on this. Anyway, she did it with this other school mum, and they organised it basically all without help from me. Fail. Yeah. Bad class mum.
Yeah.
Then they were like looking – the night was coming up and they were looking for people to like volunteer on the night, and I was like, look, I've done so little.
Oh, no, she volunteered.
I'll co-MC the event.
No way.
With Lucas.
No way. You didn't tell me this.
And I was like, it's perfect crime. I've done very little.
Yeah.
And then I slide in on the night, very visible.
Yeah, you're taking all the credit.
Anyway, it went really well.
Yeah.
Everyone laughed at my funny jokes. Lucas was like peak charming school dad. Like we were great.
Mm-hmm. You were the king and queen of the prom.
Yeah. We made a bunch of money for the school.
Personally?
Well, no, but almost. Wait. So that's a win, okay?
Yeah.
Do you see where this is going? And now I'm going to go for the final fail.
Okay.
They have these school artworks that each class does an artwork.
Oh, no.
And they work with some adults and like a graphic designer as well. So they actually turn out, for the most part, pretty well.
Okay.
And they auction them off on the night.
Yeah.
Lucas was feeling cocky. He was on an MC high. He was like, look at me living out my prom king dreams.
Yeah.
So he bid on Alice's artwork.
Yeah.
A high amount, thinking that he'd start the bid and then people would beat him.
You paid like insane amount of money
We
for
paid
your kids.
$900. $900 for the 2B.
For an artwork that you would have taken home anyway and chucked in the bin maybe.
The 2B painting.
Okay, it's going to a good charity or just to the school?
Just to the school.
So you just gave $900 to the school?
Yeah.
Oh, Lucas.
And we are so, I'm not saying that it's not a nice artwork. I'm not saying
No.
I don't want to give $900 to the school. I'm saying that I'm POV mum. We are really budgeting hard at the moment. And then old Mr. Floozy Doozy, look at me, I'm the MC for the night, goes and blows almost $1,000 on an artwork that we could have just gotten Alice to do at home anyway.
God. Okay, so I go to a lot of antique auctions, and can I say I've seen some names that I recognise, like Ken Doan, and not even they go for $900. Lucas? That's insane.
So he came up to me. I'm on the champagne raffle. I'm best friends with everyone. I'm great. And he's he comes and he's white. And I'm hey, honey, look at us, killing it. And he's I have to tell you something. And I was what? And he's I accidentally got Alice's artwork. And I was oh, okay. Okay. And he's for $9. I'm what?
Can't you go back on it?
No.
But you organised it. You're the queen of the prom. Can't
What
you
am I
just be
meant to say?
my
Actually,
husband had a few too
I
many
don't want
beers.
my own child's class
Not for
artwork because
$900.
people buy them for $2,000.
Oh, they're crazy.
So Luke was thinking that he'd just start the bid high,
and no one
and
wanted
everyone was
Alice.
great, you can have that one.
Oh, that's a shame. For her too. She'd be no one else wanted it except for my daddy.
No, she's so proud. She's and then Luke came home and was look at what she's you bought my artwork. And he's
yes, and that's why we have no home now, sweetheart. That's why we're just going to the
that's
shelter
why your
down
dinner
the
is
road.
rice.
Yes. Wow. Well, I hope you put it in a nice place in your home. In her bedroom.
Yeah, maybe in her bedroom.
Garage?
No, maybe the toy. I don't know.
Toy room, cubby house. That's
Toy room is basically a part of our garage. Maybe we'll put it in there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh wow.
What a roller coaster.
That's a good fail. I'm gonna give you mine. And I'm a little bit embarrassed about mine because I feel really awful.
Okay.
But I felt like it was very much a win at the time. I was this is a great little hack.
Yeah.
But now I felt awful. So when kids say to each other, "You're lying," swear on someone's life. You swear on the dog's life, swear on mum's life, swear on dad's life.
Yeah.
So my kids were in the pantry and they were talking about lollies, and I could hear them. I was doing something else and I could hear them. And Christopher asked her if she had eaten a lolly. And I knew that she did because I saw her eating earlier. And she was saying to him, no, I haven't. And then he says to her, swear on mum's life that you haven't eaten a lolly. And she said, no, I haven't. And knowing full well that she was lying, I said from the kitchen, oh, I don't feel very well. Both of them just looked over really quickly and I could see my son's face and he was white as a ghost, thinking that I was going to die. Because my daughter had clearly lied and now all of a sudden mum's not feeling well and she just swore. And so I thought, in the moment, I thought this is such a good thing to do. But then when I saw his face, I was oh, this is where trauma comes from. And so I was oh, only joking, I'm fine. But she did have a lolly.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I feel like it started as a little win in my head, but very much a fail in that I'm back to therapy. I'm back to therapy.
Okay, on that note, let's wrap up for today. Wow. So much. Oh, we've been busy. That's great. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you followed Mum Club in whichever podcast app you're listening on so you don't miss our special advice needed episode on Fridays. If you want us to have a whack at answering your dilemmas or questions, send us an email at mumclub@news.com.au, or you can get us on our socials at Mum Club Podcast. TikTok and Insta are best. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Wednesday. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye, everyone.